Hello everyone and welcome to ALR Gold. We are here in the beautiful Styria Mountains and for the Austrian Grand Prix in Spielberg, of course, which used to be called the A1 Ring, didn't it? And I don't think it was named after that boy band group, was it, back in the late 90s, mid 2000s? I'm not sure why it was called the A1 Ring, actually. If someone can enlighten me, that'll be absolutely fantastic. But I know what it's called now. It is called the Red Bull Ring, isn't it? And I think I know why it's called the Red Bull Ring, because of course they're Red Bull own it. Well, that's as easy as it has to be for me, really, doesn't it? As that's really my lack of understanding on the ways of the world, isn't it? Right then, I got to say tonight, it could be a very special night, isn't it? In terms of in terms of the championship, anyway. Goodness me, we're all square again, aren't we? After 10 rounds, it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? And potentially for the first time this season, we could have a new leader in the championship as well. But before we even talk about the championship, let's talk about the circuit. 10 turns around this 2.6 mile circuit. It is it's quite a short, sharp one. This one is, isn't it? I think I said 2.6, and I think I'm in 2 mile circuit. It's a very short one in terms of lap times. It is the shortest on the calendar, isn't it? It's we ain't gonna have a sub at 1 minute lap, I don't think, anyway, unless Codemaster decides to put the overall, the Bahrain overall on this race, but on this calendar. But it's going to be the quickest lap in terms of time, and we're expecting lap times around the 1 minute 4s, 1 minute 5s, maybe even quicker than that. Well, it does depend on the weather, though. Goodness me, I didn't even think about looking at the weather, did I? Gosh, that was me counting my chickens before they hatch. And wow, we haven't even thought about the weather. Goodness gracious me! And I got to say, I was doing the highlights actually the other day, and I got the amount of times I say goodness me, I really need to shake it up a bit. I've got to find another phrase like "oh my" or something like that. In terms of the history of this circuit, then of course the fastest lap is actually set by Fireshot, a 1 minute 6.248. Then last season's pole position time was set by Granty, who was absolutely phenomenal around this circuit, isn't he? Granty, in terms of the amount he has at every visit we've been here for Granty, he has won it, hasn't he? So he's got 100% record around Austria, and I think he needs to really definitely be aiming for the victory here tonight there if he wants to keep his championship hopes alive. I know we're just approaching the half distance in this season, but goodness me, the more points the better, kind of thing, isn't it? The overall actual lap record around here is actually set by NWB back in season 104.1 then. So are we expecting times like that? I think we are. I think that we're going to be absolutely fast and furious, aren't we, in this race? Well, I've got to turn my TV down because I've just had my ears blasted out, and it's very dull at the moment, isn't it? Here is the world champion, and of course he's not only a two-time world champion, he's also a two-time winner of the Austrian Grand Prix, isn't it? And of course, that's where Formula 1 started this year, was in the Austrian Grand Prix, and it was a cracking race, wasn't it? I reckon that ALR probably revive that race, or maybe you do even better as well. We're just watching Granty come out on the course now. Let's take a look at the driver's standing, shall we? And as I've mentioned, it's all square between Cookie and Emerson. They're on 140 points each then. And Cookie is not racing tonight, as you might see. A lot of you guys might notice on the side of the tower there. Yes, he's not racing tonight then. So potentially, that's what I was talking about then. Potentially we'll have a third. Emerson could lead the championship for the first time this season. And that'll be the first time that anyone bar Cookie has led the championship this season. He's been absolutely dominant, hasn't he, up until the last 3 races. And he hasn't scored a point, and it's going to be extended to the last 4 races as well. Oh goodness me then. So Cookie there very much on the back foot there. He was formidable, wasn't he, after Monaco there, wasn't he? Really we was all talking about perhaps when he could win it, if he could win it. Wow, how times have changed in Formula 1. ALR is brilliant, isn't it? I gotta say then, it's very much like it's a suspense novel, isn't it, in ALR? You do not know what is around the corner next, figuratively and literally, I think, as we got yellow flags fluttering around the turn 9 and 10 mark as well. In the going back to the Drivers' Championship, I really need to concentrate, don't I? Going back to the Drivers' Championship then, it is Grant Hughes second position at the moment. He's 35 points off the top two at the moment, and Grant is. And really, this is, I think that this is probably one of the, this is actually the most amount of points Grant has ever been off the championship lead in his ALR career. So he's got a bit of catching up to do. That's in the double world champion. Lights in fourth position. Well, we got Drofas in fifth as well. It's getting very tight, fourth, fifth, and sixth then, because Drofas fifth, Auhan MPs sixth and seventh. Auhan MPs have swapped positions in the driver's stand as well. Completing the top 10, we've got Murphy in 8th position. He's not here tonight, unfortunately. Fireshot in 9th position, and Mr. Elite completes the top 10 as well. His 11th and 12th position, Milan and Jonathan there, all on 32 points as well. Grant has set a time now. We're already in a 103, and that's already the all-time lap record broken around here. And there's me going for, it's going to be a 104, 105. Well, Granty's really put me on my place already, hasn't he? 103 there for Granty, and that is the all-time lap record around here in ALR. Fantastic stuff right from the get-go. Equals has gone into third position mode then, because Pillars and in his second race in oh goodness me, his second race then in ALR, and he is in second position at the moment then. We've got Pizzo just coming around the final corner, but he's invalidated his time. Sam is having another bite of the chair as well in the second half. And I got to say, it was all doom and gloom at the beginning, wasn't it? Goodness me. Very overcast indeed, wasn't it? But not anymore. We've got a bit of sunshine there, which is bathing the Austrian circuit. A beautiful day out there, isn't it? Here around Spielberg, isn't it? Just going back to the championship, Caesar's moved up 4th position. Caesar had a cracking race last time, didn't he? Really good stuff indeed there. He got his first podium of his career in ALR. And I reckon I'll be the first of many as well. He's a very talented individual, isn't he? In the well, just outside the relegation zone is Mumford there. He's 11 points above. Of course, you guys might wonder, Mumford. Of course, Mumford did step back into a reserve role, didn't he? He is now a full-time Williams driver, isn't he? Mumford is. So a good 17. And talking to Mumford, he is up in the third fast at the moment. And Sam is gone into 5th position at the moment now. I don't think that'll be his best. I don't think that's his best attempt so far, is it? Emerson's just coming across the line now, and Mr. Elite's just coming across the line now. I missed Mr. Elite, I apologise. And he has gone up into 5th position as well there. Here comes Total Peace and coming up to the line, and Peace is fastest there. He's 2/10 a second in front of the world champion Granty as it stands at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. They're just coming over the line as well. There's Emerson there in the middle part of the circuit now, just coming into turn 5 and 6 there in car 21. Love it. Yeah, in the relegation zone, Pillars then, who is moved up to the bottom of the championship last time out in his debut, of course. He is 2 points there, 1 point for Sam, and Equals hasn't got any points yet. We'll get to the end of these drivers and constructors in just a jiffy. Goodness me, there. I've been on there for what, 10 minutes, and I still haven't got that done. Oh dear. Emerson's gone second fast at the moment, and he is going for 4 race wins in a row. Emerson is. Goodness gracious me, and I keep thinking it's going to rain. I keep seeing like a spot of rain there, but I think it's just a pole, isn't it? Like a telegraph kind of pole, isn't it? Do they still do those? I'm not sure. Drop fast in 4th position at the moment. Pillars is now in 5th position. Lovely stuff indeed then. FIFA out on circuit, and I've got to say, FIFA's been brilliant, hasn't he? Since driving in gold there as a reserve. I think he's loving life as a reserve, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed then. Here comes William. Of course, William has had a career in ALR, hasn't he? I think this will be his 3rd race in ALR now. He's had very sporadic appearances, hasn't he? But he comes around the final turns while he is in for Eat the Cookie. He is 9th fast at the moment then. We got FIFA Beef then, who's in the middle part of the course, and Jonathan now, who's just coming over the crest as well. Go on board, Jonathan then, and I love that helmet, by the way, for Jonathan now. Fantastic. Of course, this is a tribute helmet there for Jonathan, as of course 6 years ago he had a very devastating blow to his life, didn't he? So yeah, Jonathan there, good tribute. Absolutely beautiful helmet indeed there, and of course our thoughts are with Jonathan. We're just on board with Al Han at the moment, and he is just coming out of turn 3. We got Farf, who's currently chilling in the pits there. What do you expect from Firefly? Of course, he's not a man who likes to doesn't like to go out and qualify too often, does he? He just likes to get his lap in there, bang, wham, and he is back in the pits. And Alhan, then we're on board with it now, and Alhan's been so impressive, hasn't he, in the beginning of the season? I think he's fantastic, isn't he? I think he's been is he the most impressive silver driver that has been promoted to gold? I don't know, because I've got to say, Joffaz is now up into 5th position as well. I think he's overtaken Alhan in the driver standards. But I think Alhan has just been really good, hasn't he, from the get-go. He hasn't had he just came in to gold there, hasn't needed any transitional period there, right on it like a car bonnet. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Alhan, and he is 6th fast at the moment, just in front of Drop Fast. FIFA is into 11th position right now, just in a glimpse of Mumford as well. Out of the pits at the moment, on an outlap is Caesar as well. Then of course we have got 4 cars on set a time yet, and they need to set a time in the next in the next 9 minutes or so, don't they? As Pease is retired from the session. He is quite happy with life at the moment, isn't he, in that first position? Caesar, the bottom 4 needs to get a time set in the next 10 minutes, because otherwise they'll be out of qualifying. We're aiming to lose 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th in this qualifying session. Well, I love the over the shoulder shot from Caesar. Let's go to the constructors, shall we? Renault, who finished 9th in the constructors last season, and now heading the constructors, didn't they? Brilliant stuff indeed. They're 17 points in front of Caesar's team here, Red Bull, who are second, and Williams are in 3rd position, and they are 15 points away. And of course, they're the defending constructors champions as well. Williams has had 4 different drivers on the past 5 or 6 races, haven't they? It's been musical chairs in that team, haven't they? Hopefully Mumford will come in and provide a bit of stability there for the Williams team then. AlphaTauri in 4th position. Remember, this is their first season in ALR after they were transformed from the from Toro also. 5th position is the Ferrari team. Lovely stuff indeed. 6th position is Mercedes. They've got in front of a Racing Point. Beautiful. McLaren in 8th position at the moment. Of course, they've got such a strong lineup. It's quite shocking to see them right down there, isn't it? Alfa Romeo, same for them really, because I thought Mumford and Milan was going to be a terrific pair, but unfortunately it hasn't played out too well, has it? And then Haas in 10th position, on 2 points away from Alfa Romeo as well. And that is the championship standings done there. South high five for me. It has only taken me about 20 minutes to do so. On board then with Caesar, as he is now coming up to the final part of the course as well then. Out of turn 8, lovely stuff indeed then, into 9 and 10. It's so difficult around here, isn't it? To get these corners right as well. It's such a short lap there. One mistake, one little braking mistake there by millimetres, centimetres could cost you getting through in the qualifying 3 or not. Well, getting into qualifying 2 or not at the moment. Goodness me, I'm way too far in front of myself, and I've said goodness me too many times already, haven't I? Caesar in 15th position at the moment then. Sam is invalid. His time is going to have to go around again. Here comes Nigel, the season 1 champion, and he is on a lap as well. Let me quickly go to the comments, shall we? As I have really neglected you already, haven't I? And I'm thinking that I should get a slap around the face with a wet fish with that one, shouldn't I? We have got LH44. Evening. Good evening, LH. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon then. Jonathan, good evening, Sean. Feeling sad today, as you know about it. Going to try my best tonight there. Good stuff indeed there, of course, as Jonathan. Unfortunately, this is I think it's worst start to his ALR career so far this season, but the same with this man on screen, Nigel, at the moment then as well then, because I think it's a very tough game to get your head around, isn't it? Because really is indeed, isn't it? Of course, I'm going to make a statement about that in a minute, and I think that you guys are going to really be booing me off the old commentary booth, aren't you? We'll come back to that in just a jiffy. We got Becca there saying evening. Hello, Rebecca. Hope you're well indeed. Then now we got Mumford as well. Evening, Sean. Good evening, Mumford. Ayrton. Hello, hello, Sean. Hope Emerson can win so he can be leading the championship. Well, I think that whatever, as long as Emerson gets in the top 10 tonight, he will be leading the championship. As Nigel there is had a couple of problems, hasn't he? So he is going to have to come back into the pits there and have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Farf is out on circuit at the moment, and so is Farshot as well. And he's talking about Nigel and Jonathan having disappointing starts to their seasons. Well, Farshot had a cracking start to this season, but unfortunately his flourish has kind of diminished lately, hasn't it, for the McLaren driver, the former race winner and pole sitter in ALR as well, hasn't he? But we'll see what he can do about that now then. Of course, this season, the longest season ever in ALR, with 22 races. Goodness me, I can't even count above 20, so that's going to be a task in of itself, isn't it? Farf is starting us up then. Let's keep an eye on Farf there. And I've got to say, the winning caliber in this field is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? You're talking about race winners. Look at this. We have Farshot, we got Nigel, we got Farf as well in there. It's brilliant, isn't it, to see that. Of course, we have Alhan, who won in silver, didn't he, last season as well? He's never won in gold just yet, has he? We got Granty, Jonathan and Emerson as well. well. The list goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Brilliant. Farfair is now coming into turn 4. It'll be at turn 3. I always have a little gripe about this every time I'm around Austria, but of course, as turn 2 has now been replaced. Goodness me, how far off the track was Farfair? Gosh, that was taking a wide old berth there, wasn't he? Farfair's lovely over the shoulder shot as well. Of course, and the turn 2 is really not a turn at all, is it? But I think it's classed as a turn for MotoGP as well. And of course, on MotoGP, we had that awful smash there, didn't we? In a couple of weeks ago, that was a scary old incident, wasn't it, for MotoGP? I can't remember who was involved in it. Was it Vinales or something? Farf goes into 11 fast at the moment. Good 70 then. Let's see what Fireshot do. Fireshot comes across the line, and his time board hasn't updated yet. I wonder if he's invalidated. His time is going to have to go around again then. Sam there is still on the same set of tires. He is down in 17th position at the moment, and he has abandoned this lap. Sam has, and that's not good at all. Sam is really now starting to feel under the pressure, isn't he? Goodness me, it's not going to be good at all, is it? Going back to the comments there, yes, I will go back to the comments there, because I think Fireshot to start us up. We have got Mushroom saying, evening, looking forward to this one. This is going to be a cracking race, isn't it? It's a classic track, this one is, isn't it? And you can see, look at that on the outside there. That's a beautiful sight, isn't it? We got a bit of gravel and grass, and I think that someone has got, I think that might be Grant, has gone to Bottas's lawnmower in school, isn't it? Of course, when he got pole position, I think it was round 1, wasn't it? Or it was round 1, wasn't it? Because we had 2 races around here, didn't we? We had the Austrian Grand Prix and the Styrian Grand Prix. As a fire shot then, as we're on board with him now, and I think he is just coming back to the pits. A very interesting, as Emerson's retired from the session then, but don't worry, Emerson fans, he is all fine and dandy in the pit lane at the moment. Back on board with Sam at the moment, and Sam is looking into the abyss, isn't he? He needs to get himself sorted out, doesn't he? Sam does in the Haas. He is down in 17th position at the moment, and so is Nigel as well. Nigel is invalidated this time again. He is very much in real troubles now, isn't he? The season 1 champion. Sam is 6/10 of a second up in the first split time. What about the second one? And the second one, he's 2.3 seconds up. Oh, that's an improvement, isn't it, there from Sammy? Lovely stuff indeed. Then he is now coming over the crest of the hill. There he is, popping over the hill. Lovely stuff indeed. Then into 9 then. Great stuff indeed. Hanging on to the seat of your pants there, aren't you? As our Mercedes was getting very squirrely there, and that was Alhan. And Sam comes across the line. He is 13 fastest on 5 lap old soft tyres there for Sam. I'm wondering if he's got enough time to get in and get back out and put another set of boots on, because I think he can go a lot quicker than that, can he, Sam? Nigel is struggling at the moment. We're on board Caesar at the moment, and he had a great race, didn't he, in France just over a week ago, and it's a good race for gold overall, wasn't it? It was a fantastic race for gold. Really enjoyed that. It was good viewing. Lights is saying, evening Ginger, I hope all good, and hope all's good. He's out of hospital now, and I may make my return in my home race, hopefully, and hopefully have a strong as well. Yeah, it's great to hear from Lights there, and it's good to see him. He is on the mend as well. Of course, after that frightening incident for Lights there, I think it was just over a week ago, wasn't it? As a Caesar there is invalidated this time. He was hugging the corner too much there, wasn't he? And look at this, and we've got 2 minutes to go in this session, and it's a short blast, isn't it? And he is coming into the pits now. That's going to be very tight, isn't it? For Caesar then. Williams is back on circuit now. Williams is in the drop zone, isn't he? Remember when on Williams first dated his outing for ALR, he was on pole position, wasn't he? I think, no he wasn't. I think I've made that up, haven't I? He was, I think it was 4th on the grid in the end or something like that, in the Belgian Grand Prix. Unfortunately it didn't go his way in the race there, as he had major damage on the opening lap there and retired the car, unfortunately. So hopefully William there could have a much better race around here tonight then. As you can see, looking at popping over the crest as well. Lovely stuff indeed. He was driving in silver, wasn't he? And he was Dan Murphy's teammate for a couple of races to stand in for Kingdome, as Kingdome missed out a couple of races. Oh, William has gone white there out of turn 9. That's the difficulty about this track, isn't it? Go inches too wide there, and your lap is done. Equals is at 3/10 of a second up in the first intermediate split time. What about the second one? It's now as well, and he is 3/10 up in the second one as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. He will get out of the force, I think, if he can completes this lap. Mumford is now also emerged out of the pits as well. This is going to get very fiery, isn't it, in the last couple of seconds or minutes here in this qualifying session. This is qualifying one. We're lining up the bottom 4 cars here tonight, and Equals goes into a very impressive 9th position. Lovely 17. Well, I haven't even spoke about Liam, has he? Of course, Liam came to ALR. His first race in ALR was in the Canadian Grand Prix for bronze there. He turned up, he put on pole position there, and I think that the strategy was not at the premium, was it? But that was due to all kinds of variables, wasn't it? And of course, these guys don't want any variables in their race strategy, do they? They want a straightforward race. Of course, we don't know. We definitely don't, do we? Because we love it when there's an extra factor in the race as well. So I love it. Don't think the drivers do it as well. But yeah, great debut for Liam there as well. I think he finished 4th in the end, didn't he, in bronze? And it's great to see him in gold as well, because bronze there, he looked fantastic, didn't he? As a fire shot, I think he's only gone into 16th fastest moment. Drop fastest, retired from the session. Liam is invalidated this time, unfortunately, as Mr. Elite there is just coming over the line and starting his lap as well. Lovely 17. Fire shot is going to have this lap in the bag, doesn't he? Caesar, I think, has missed the cut-off point there. I think he has, unfortunately. So Caesar is out of qualifying by the looks of that, albeit maybe I'm a bit adrift there as well, because I'm always adrift, aren't I, really? We got Nigel there. He's done a 44.6 in the second intermediate split time. Of course, so for Nigel, he hasn't set he hasn't set a time so far, so he can't compare times, can we? As he comes over 9 and 10 now as well. Look at the understeer on that car. Goodness me, that car was hanging on there, wasn't it? Out of turn 10 as well. Good stuff from Nigel then. This is first time on the board there. It is not enough, and Nigel is the slowest of the cars at the moment then, isn't it? And that is that's not good at all for Nigel, isn't it? Of course, as we said, the former champion there is had a bit of a nightmare, hasn't he? Fire shot is in the bottom 4 as well. Goodness me, there's so many. Not anymore. There, fire shot is through and into qualifying 2. Then, as it stands, Mr. Elite is in 14th position, and Farfair is also staring into the abyss as well. We have lost William. Then that's a shock as well. Goodness me, look at the people in the bottom 4. That's a lot of talent there. Caesar there gets his act together and is through there. Sam is also through in the qualifying 2 as well. Good stuff indeed there from the Haas driver, as more often than not he has not been into qualify, has not been out qualifying, but he has tonight. Good stuff indeed then. Unfortunately though for William and Mr. Elite, he is out of qualifying, as Mumford is retired from the session as well. So Mr. Elite unfortunately not making the cut there in the Renault, and he is out of qualifying as well. Of course, Renault are leading the constructors there, so they kind of wanted Mr. Elite further up the field than that. Let's look at the times there at the top there. I haven't really taken much notice at the top there, but I think I should there. But before I do, let's focus on the bottom and look at the whole field is separated by 1.1 seconds. That is minuscule, isn't it? Incredible stuff. Unfortunately, Nigel in 19th position, 18th position there for William. Farf in 17th. I think I only seen Farf do 1 lap there, so not good at all from the Ferrari driver. And Mr. Elite in 16th position as well. So those are the 4 drivers that are taking the walk of shame then. At the top there, look at that. The top 4 separated by less than a tenth of a second. That's how tight it is here in Austria. And that is one of the demands, isn't it, of the race, isn't it? Of course, of the race circuit being so short. As we're now going to go into qualifying 2, and it gives me a great opportunity actually just to read through the comments there, because I've really neglected you guys, haven't I? Which is shame on me. And as it's just taking a look now as well. Yep, there you go. I've turned my phone up now, as I can actually see what is going on. Yeah, so now we've got Michael Preston there. Good evening, Michael Preston, I should say. Good evening, lads and ladies. Hello, Michael. Hope you're having a lovely day. Darren saying good luck to the Williams lads as well. As Darren has got a soft spot for the Williams, as of course that was his first team in ALR Silver, wasn't it? And I think he's doing a cracking job in the racing point at the moment, isn't it? Of course, this will be the last iteration of the game where we're going to have a racing point before they become Aston Martin for season 6 of ALR. Goodness me, I'm thinking so far ahead. Same with Renault as well. As it's a total piece there, just sneaking out in front of that Ferrari. And of course, I think that the manners in the pit lane non-existent. And goodness me, they're coming out of the garage thick and fast, and they wow, look at these traffic cars. Look at these queue of cars there coming out of the pits. Oh gosh, I'm really struggling there to pick who to watch. So just watching Milan at the moment. I don't think we've seen much of Milan in Q1, did we? So it's good to have a look at him now, isn't it? He's on his outlap. Good stuff indeed then. Gunnar saying, "Evening, everyone." Hello, Gunnar. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. As Young Light saying, "Good luck, guys." We got Granty there saying, "Hello, hello, husband, and hello, chat, and hello, Granty." Of course, as we've already spoke about Granty's success around here, hasn't he? In every race he's participated in around Austria and ALR, he has won it, hasn't he? Granty is, and can he go for 3 in a row around this circuit? Of course, he's only got 1 win so far, hasn't he? In China, Granty. Can he get himself back on the winning rostrum in the tonight? Then we have got Darren saying good luck to Granty and Mumford. Then Itchy, let's go Equals, and good stuff indeed. Then Bailey Smith, hello. I think that used to be a sitcom, didn't it? I used to like that. I think that one of the I always remember the line where they always used to talk about the painting is in the sausage, and that's all I remember about that as well. I think it was based in France, wasn't it? We're just on board with Milan at the moment. That is, he is now just exiting turn 3 then, and of course these are very early times that in qualifying too, but the pace in it around here is absolutely electrical already. We've already broken the all-time lap record around ALR, which was set by MWB back in season 1, wasn't it? Almost 4 seasons ago now in ALR. Incredible, isn't it? But of course these times are Nosey gave me a very interesting start the other day actually, where in every race apart from one we have broken the all-time lap record for ALR. Fantastic, isn't it? These cars are machines, they're monsters, aren't they? Here comes Milan coming through 9 as well, into 10 then, of course, and let's see where he puts himself in on the time sheets. Well, of course he's going to be first because this is the first time lap as well. Emerson has just gone into a 3-0 there, and he is on the soft tyres. Emerson is interesting stuff here from the man who is second in the championship. Pease is also on the soft tyres, and he is half a second away from Emerson at this moment in time. Far shot in 4th position as well as they come through the over the line thick and fast there. Medium tyres for both McLaren's. Pillars are on the soft tyres there. Pillars are looks like he was right in the thick of things, wasn't he? Good 7 deep there for Pillars. I know I expect him to be more at the sharp end this week after last week. It was more of a testing ground, really, wasn't it? Granty in 4th position as well. Of course, Granty has made the hard tyre work very well over the years, hasn't he, in ALR? And of course, he is very much a hard tyre specialist, isn't he? Equals coming over the line. He's invalidated. It's time he's going to have to go around again. Draw fast there, coming out of turn 4. Good stuff then. We've got Michael Preston saying, "Big up, Liam. Go on, King now." And yeah, I hopefully we'll see a bit more of Liam then in the session. Of course, he's in the Red Bull tonight. He is currently parked in the pit lane at the moment, isn't he? As he is just letting these guys do their thing. And I think just as I say that, one of the Red Bulls comes out, it's not Liam, it is Caesar in the second Red Bull as well. Drop fast coming through the final turn, and look at the oversteer on that car. The final 2 turns around here have come very unsettled the car, can't they? Drop fast once again. Lately he's been showing some really good turn of pace, hasn't he? Drop fast has. Equals is invalidated this time again there. Unfortunately for the Alfa Romeo driver, he has not got any points on the board just yet, but we can't judge him yet. Goodness me, guys. We've got to calm it down. He's only had 2 races so far in gold, hasn't he? So yeah, there's of course he debuted in Canada and in France there he didn't get to any points of these, so he's had DNF in France there, just didn't go his way then today. He's back in the pits now, isn't he? Caesar is just on an outlap moment, so is Liam as well, and so we're going to be focused on the Red Bull team, which is quite fitted, isn't it, since we are in Austria, and we're in Austria around the Red Bull ring, aren't we? Here comes Caesar out of turn 10 as well. DRS is enabled, then we've got 3 DRS zones around this beautiful circuit in Spielberg. Of course, on the back straight then. Now we got another DRS zone in between 1 and 2, which is where Caesar is as well. We'll talk about the 3rd DRS zone when Caesar gets to it, which isn't too far away. Around the circuit, not much is too far away, is it really? It is a very condensed circuit, isn't it? Nothing like the old Österreich ring, wasn't it? Goodness me, that was a beast of a circuit as well. And I think that if anyone's keeping tally of my goodness me, I think I'm up to 40 already, which is way too much, isn't it? Caesar there coming into turn 4, and look at how much he's over the curb, sir. Oh gosh, sir. And now then he is on his way as well. Of course, a very light kink of the right-hander there now as we come into 6 as well, and the track starts to drop down then. He has done a 43.9 in the second intermediate split time then, using all the track as much as he can then. As we've already spoke about track limits there, it could really cost you, can it? And I think it did cost Nigel in qualifying one there, because he had a couple of bites of the cherry there, didn't he? And unfortunately Nigel there is a spectator at the moment, isn't he? But don't worry, Nigel fans will be back in action. Caesar has gone across the line, he's gone fast there, showing that showing he's got some amazing pace there. I'm really interested in what Liam can do there, because really ruffled the fervours, didn't he, in bronze there. At the moment there, gold there, he was coming through into qualifying too. Then this is where we're going to really see the pressure there ramp up, isn't it, on the top stars of ALR, as Liam comes across the line as well. Let's see what he does. He's into a 4.350 at the moment. That is enough to get him through to qualifying 3 as it stands, but that bar is going to be lower now, so it's going to be a bit like limbo. Sam into qualifying 2, great stuff to see Sam into qualifying 2 in car 19 in the Haas then, and he is accelerating now turn 1 as well. Good stuff indeed there for Sam, as oh goodness me, we've also got Equals. I think that as Equals saying nice one. It's Guna saying Nigel would have been the last I expected out of qualifying 1. Then we've also got Michael Preston saying let's go Welshies, as Bailey Smith flying the Welsh flag. Lovely stuff indeed there. Noonda saying wow, F1 is so advanced, the car's ghost now. We've also got Darren saying so many out early. Is there rain on the way? And Noonda also very impressed there with 030 there. I'm so far beyond the comments there. Of course, I think that Darren wrote that when it was very gloom, wasn't it? And because they were really out quite quickly, weren't they? Well, that cloud cover is completely gone now, isn't it? Because we've got sunshine now, which is absolutely roasting the circle, isn't it? Great stuff indeed then. And I think this is absolutely perfect weather conditions for these tyres, for these drivers, and for these cars. Sam comes out to the line. He has done a 038 there. Good stuff indeed there for Sam. And he could potentially be in qualifying too now. He was just in a Red Bull part there into his garage. I think he was just waiting for his teammate to be wheeled back in. I think that was Liam. As we were just watching Equals as well then, as he is the only man of the full-time drivers not to get a point just yet. But as I said, hold your horses. This is only his 3rd Grand Prix in ALR. As now just coming over the crest there as well. Yeah, and I think Nudo was very impressed there with a 030 there. That's incredible times, isn't it? Really, we're 1.1 seconds quicker in qualifying 2 than what we was at the lap record, which I've already mentioned there, which is back in season 1. Equals is currently in 12th position. Granted, at the moment, then the champion is out at the moment, there, isn't he? Look at that. He's 007 in the first sector, isn't he? He's got a license to throw. Grant he has, hasn't he? Maybe he's the next James Bond then. Well, currently he is in 11th position now, which is not enough to get him through into qualifying 3, is it? Yellow flags are fluttering for one of the Renaults. Well, it's the only Renault left in the session now, which is Emerson. And there's a lot of drivers out there as well. Oh, Grant there taken a very late decision there to come into the pits. A Billy Rallycross there for Grant there, as emulating Peter Soberg, wasn't he? Mumford, his teammate then, is in 15th position at the moment. As we've mentioned, it's been very unstable with the Williams team, hasn't it, over the past couple of weeks then. So hopefully Mumford can bring some stability in that second seat, isn't it? Of course, Williams are the defending constructors champions, isn't they, in gold, and hopefully, hopefully from their point of view, they can retain that constructors championship as well. But at the moment, it's Renault that is up there. It's Fireshot doing a very gracious thing there, getting right out of the way. Then good stuff there from Fireshot. He's really compromised himself, but at the moment he is in 6th position there, isn't he? Back on board with Mumford then, as he is coming into the final turn as well. He is 9 points. Oh, he's invalidated that time right on the last corner there, hasn't he? So unfortunately, Fireshot, Mumford's going to have to go around again. Just watching FIFA Beefy at the moment now, as I think it was Pease who's just jumped up into 2nd position now. He's done 2 laps on those soft tyres there. If you remember, if you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on, and so yeah, you don't really want to do any more lappage than what you really need to, do you? And remember, yesterday in Russia qualifying, Lewis Hamilton was very much staring down the barrel of around the barrel of exit in Q2, wasn't he? Goodness me! But he did a good job there to get himself through. But today wasn't a very good day for Lewis Hamilton, was it? But enough said about that. Of course, I should have said no spoilers there, should I? If anyone who hasn't watched the race, then now then, so we've got FIFA coming over the line. He is 13th fastest in the race, and Point Down has made a very good very good comment there in the old comment section. Now Darren saying not the safest pit entry, granted, but could be the quickest way in there. As it's a very difficult pit in, isn't it, around here? And we have seen a lot of drivers there come to trouble, haven't they, in the race itself? And I don't expect too many problems in qualifying, but the race is going to be a slightly different beast, isn't it? Here comes Liam then coming out of turn 9 as well. Then got a bit of time left left on the table out of turn 9 as well. Of course, they have to be inch perfect, don't they? These guys are superhuman. Liam comes across the line. He is 6 fast there once again, showing that this man has got potential, hasn't he? This is his debut tonight here in gold, isn't it? He really ripped up the form book in bronze, and again tonight then in a gold there. He is doing the same thing now. He is really oh, his pillars there is just gone off in turn 1 there. Like, I think that looked I'm not sure. I don't think that was intended there as Emerson's retired from the session. It's more like a lazy steering now. Sam has done 4 laps on these soft tyres, and I feel that Sam might should come back in and put on a fresh set of boots. And Granty is continuing on his quest to get into qualifying free on the medium tyres. At the moment, he is the only man trying that strategy, isn't he? So let's see what Granty can do then. And he is 3 seconds down in the second sector then, so it doesn't look like it's a very particularly quick lap there from the champion, the man who is, I gotta say, an expert around here, isn't he? As we've already mentioned, he's been fantastic over the seasons in here, hasn't he? He is undefeated at the moment, and he's coming through the final turn again. Then he has already done 2 laps on these tyres, and so it's going to be a 3rd lap, and they're not gentle laps either. Ooh, lovely shot here from the side pod, facing rearwards there to that Williams rear wing there, and he comes out of turn 1 as well. It's great to see Williams there under new ownership. Well, I don't know, I'm a bit in 2 minds really, because I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I love the fact that Williams was quite an independent team there, but in this current climate, that was probably not the best way to go racing, was it? And it's a shame to see the no one in the Williams family heading up that Williams team now, which is such a shame. It really is. But unfortunately, things do move on, don't they? But Williams has had a crack in history, haven't they? In Formula 1, there is they have been one of the most successful teams. I think, are they officially the 3rd most successful team in Formula 1? I think they are, aren't they? Or something along those lines. Well, I think the Mercedes are closing in pretty rapidly, aren't they, for that? I'm sure Lotus was 4th. I think they're down to 5th now, aren't they? But yeah, Williams was one of the most successful teams in Formula 1, wasn't they? I think boasting 7 drivers' championships and 9 constructors, if I'm not very much mistaken. And of course, back in the mid-90s was really at the top of their power, weren't they? Granty is in major trouble. There's me waffling on about history. I need to be talking about the here and now, don't I? Because Granty is 12th position at the moment there, and he has got less than 2 minutes to get himself back in the pits. I wonder if he's going to throw on a set of soft tyres then. And look at those rain clouds. I reckon Darren might be Mystic Meg there, because we've got clouds gathering in over the hills, over the Styrian mountains here. And Joe was retired from the session as well, as has Droffast. But yeah, look at how dull it's got. It's rained here, I think, in every single race in ALR. If it has rained here, hasn't it, in gold anyway. I think the last 2 seasons, it's really hurt. I think Dan Murphy and Knowlesy, the 2 men that I ain't actually racing here tonight, but I'm sure in the last 2 or 3 races here, the rain has come at a wrong time for both those drivers there, and really cost them, hasn't it? Which was a bitter blow, wasn't it? I think that was season 1, wasn't it, for Nosey? As Pillars there is retired from the session. We're on board with Alhan, who's also out of qualifying at the moment, and he is now coming out. That was the 3rd DRS one, which I mentioned to tell you about a couple of laps ago. Equals is 6,200 second down. FIFA Beefy is also Mumford retired from the session, so he is the 1st man confirmed out of qualifying. And I think that Granty is out of qualifying as well, and he's parted in the pit entry there. There's something going on there, but Granty is out of qualifying. That is a shock and a half to the system, isn't it? I wasn't expecting Grant to be out qualifying. As we already mentioned, he's an expert around here. FIFA goes across the line. He's only 12th fastest. Alhan is also out of qualifying as well. What about Equals? Equals is just starting his lap now. Caesar's retired from the session. Look how dull it's got over it then. And Sam is currently on the cusp of getting through into qualifying free then, with just a whisker time left then. Goodness me. And as I'm now just watching Equals, he's coming up into, he's retired from the session there, so that is it then. And I'm wondering, has FIFA got anything left in the bag then? Well, we'll find out now. Alhan is out of qualifying, he's in the pits there. Granty is down in 14th position now, trying to get through on the medium tyres there. Maybe it was a stretch too far for the champion, and he is down in 14th. Both Williamsons are having a bit of a mare here tonight. They're 14th and 15th respectively, and that's a shame there, isn't it, for Mumford on his debut. And Granty and FIFA is also out of qualifying as well. He's 2 seconds down in this second split time, and I am wondering then if we're going to have a rain-affected qualifying 3, which I kind of hope not, because that's going to really take the sting out of this qualifying 3, isn't it? Where we're only going to have one run, which would be ultimate pressure there, wouldn't it? But from my point of view, I'd like to see them go for 2 runs there. Unfortunately, FIFA is out of qualifying. That is such a shame then. Darren saying definitely the most successful independent team now for the Williams team. They really are indeed, haven't they? Of course, they've got a cracking history in Formula 1, and they've also got a cracking history in ALR as well. Of course, so far, Granty is the only one to win for that constructors, haven't they? As it stands at the moment, and of course, Mumford would like to change up. Mumford's had some pace on this Formula 1 game, but unfortunately, it hasn't played out well for him, has it? Same with Milan as well. I was expecting those two to be really tearing up the timesheets. Granty saying he wanted to go for the medium tyres. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out to be the right cause. He is down in 14th position and really very much in the carbon fibre zone. We have also got. We've also got Darren saying he's got love for driver of the day challenge there for Grant. Of course, Grant has already got 2 driver of the days this season, hasn't he? And look at that once again. Then drop fast. Emerson and Caesar separated by less than a tenth of a second. It's so tight to the top. I'm loving it. Out of qualifying then is Mumford on his day before Williams. That's a shame. Now Granty in 14th, Equals in 13th, FIFA Beefy in 12th, and Alhan out by the slenderest of margins there. He just has to find 3 thousandths of a second on this 2 mile circuit then, which is easier said than done, isn't it? Congratulations to Sammy. He is through into qualifying 3. Lovely stuff indeed there for the Haas driver, and he is looking on it. He's looking on it like a car bonnet tonight, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there for Sammy. He is very much Sonic-esque, isn't he? As he is through into qualifying 3. Great stuff indeed then. As Sam has already said, here I come, Q3 baby. Lovely stuff indeed there. As Grant is now going to chill and listen to some music as well. Then I wonder what kind of music Grant will listen to. I think will it be a bit of some soft, relaxing music? Oh my goodness me! We have rain. We have rain in this qualifying 3 session. Then Drofas will retire from the session. Then they're all on soft tires at the moment. Then so DRS has not been disabled just yet. Then they're going to have to get out there right on the double time here, aren't they? And first car out of the pits then is the Haas car of I think it's Sam. I'm wondering then, Sam then has a major chance here of getting pole position. But what's going on? Sam's having issues there on the accelerator. The Haas car as well. Now he's out on circuit then. This is going to be venture into the unknown, isn't it? Look at those raindrops on the camera. And I got to say, I think this might be one and done here, isn't it, for these drivers? It might be the first man across the line that might get this pole position and can't. And Sammy is leading the charge at the moment in the Haas head. Oh, he's half-spun it there. And I think there's going to be a fight there for who's going to get track position. It's going to be very similar to a race at the moment. Look how close Sam got there to that Alfa Romeo of Milan. Then we're back on board with Sam then. And intermediate tyres is DRS has been disabled then. And it was too it might be too wet out, but I'm wondering then, someone surely should definitely gamble, shouldn't they? And just set timing as well then, as Darren has said, Sam for pole. We've also got Grant saying good luck for Q3 guys. Equals rain then. We've also got Gunnar saying go on Sam Bud as well then, and also a lot of love in the chat there for Sam. Great stuff indeed to see him right at the sharp end, isn't it? And it is good in stuff indeed there, because Sam has really evolved with ALR since his debut back in Monaco season 2. We'll talk more about Sam a bit later on then, because I think we need to talk about these laps then. It might be one and done. Emerson there is getting very squirrely out of turn 10 then as well, as now Milan they're coming up into turn 1. Look at how much he's off the track there. Incredible stuff indeed there. Understeer on this car, and that is Understeer City, isn't he? Caesar is out on Caesar, I should say, is out on the intermediate tyres then, and he is the only man to do so. Everyone else is on the dry, soft compound tyres. And look at the car. The tyres are just not biting to the circuit, are they? It is so wet now. The tyres are just going to be losing temperature, isn't it? You've got to go as quickly as you can on these tough tracks, on these tough conditions there, but you don't want to run out too wide, do you? And as you can see, as Milan, look at that car. The tire temperature is dropping. So you go, the less tire temperature you get, which means you get the less grip, which means you get less bite in the tarmac there. And because of that, it's just going to be a never-ending downward spiral, isn't it? Milan has done a 53 in the second sector. They're 10 seconds off the pace there of what they were doing in qualifying 2. On board with Milan, then he is continuing on. I think he is indeed. Look at that then. That track is very wet, very greasy. racing very quickly, isn't it? As Milan there in car 50 out of turn 10 then. Let's see what we do. And as you can see, the umbrellas are up in the grandstands as well then. As I've got to say, it does rain quite often around here, and when it does rain, it rains heavily. 18-2 there for Milan. Good stuff indeed then. Jonathan is second fastest one there. Of course, Jonathan is always said that he's not really a fan of these wet conditions. Then into the pits there comes P said Milan is on pole position then. Milan has been on pole position before. He's been on pole position in 2 races this season, in the Chinese Grand Prix and the Dutch Grand Prix as well. For Milan then, can he get a third pole position of his career? Look at that then. That is a lot of spray now coming underneath for those tyres of the intermediates then. Caesar's now been on pole position in his short ALR career so far. And well, he's only done 4 races, Caesar has, hasn't he? And we're on board now as well. Drop fast, of course, as Q3 brand sucks there. As oh goodness me, the stewards are blind there for drop fast there. As with those eyes as well. Goodness me, drop fast there. Really, I think really. Oh goodness me, this is gonna be a good lap. This is a cracking lap there for Caesar. He is on provisional pole position then for the Austrian Grand Prix, and he is the first man that is coming onto those intermediate tyres. Can Caesar get his first pole position as well then? So I figure it's right for Milan and Jonathan to definitely go for a lap on the dry tyres just to see why the grip was out. Well, unfortunately the grip was nowhere, isn't it? They're 6 seconds behind at the moment. Jonathan is just touring back to the pits as well. Can they both get in? They're both in the pits then. Milan and Jonathan is. And then we got Liam, who's out on circuit as well. We're keeping an eye on Caesar at the moment then, because with the intermediate wet weather conditions there, drivers might go for a couple of runs there, of course. Yeah, it's more about getting into a groove, isn't it, rather than having that pristine intermediate tyres, isn't it? It's all about your confidence level, isn't it? As Caesar straightened up the car there halfway through that turn now, he's at 1600 a second down. Caesar is. We'll leave him to it because we're going to go and watch his teammate, which is Liam. Look at those brake discs glowing there. That's incredible, isn't it? As Jonathan is saying, like a giraffe on an ice ring now. Well, I've got to say, it looked very much like Bambi on ice, didn't it? For the Milan and Jonathan on board Liam there. He's done a 49 in the second intermediate split time. Oh, and look at this, there's a Liam there. Gosh, he was really struggling to get on the power there. The car was twitchy, wasn't it? Now into turn 9 as well then. He is invalidated this time. That's a corner cut. He is coming back in the pits, Liam is at the moment then. And unfortunately that might cost him a good position then. Now here comes Emerson. So Emerson so far this season's only had he's had 2 pole positions, hasn't he, Emerson, last season. He had 1 in Australia and he had the 1 last time out in France as well. Can he make it 3 pole positions this season? Well, he's done so far this season. He's had 3 race wins, hasn't he, in the last 3 race meetings, hasn't he, Emerson? He's been fantastic, hasn't he? He is very much a man on form at the moment, and the man who's been runner-up in the last 2 seasons in the World Championship, hasn't he? And he's in both those seasons there. He's very much put Granty, very much put the pressure on Granty right until the very end of those 2 seasons, hasn't he? I think Emerson this season has been the first couple of races was very bad luck for him, wasn't it? After he's got the same amount of DNFs in this season he has in the last 2 seasons, but of course it's but he's really since then though, he's really found his feet, hasn't he, Emerson has, and he's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? And as Grant is saying, I'm half a minute behind on this quali. I think it's standard stuff, really, isn't it? I'm always behind. Emerson there coming through the final turn as well. Then, so yeah. So of course, if anyone's looking for the quali glitch there, it's not going to. Oh, yellow flag in sector 2 as Emerson is on pole position there. Good some deed there for Emerson, then going for his 3rd pole position of the season as well. Good some deed there. Yeah, Grant was just saying that I'm a half a minute behind there, and I've always been slow. I'm not really, yeah. Oh, is that Samuel's invaded? It's Tom Pease coming out to the line as well then, and Pease is now on pole position. I don't think Pease has ever had a pole position in gold before. Indeed he hasn't then, so Pease there is at the moment top of the tree, top of the Christmas tree, isn't it? Albeit was way too early to talk about Christmas, isn't it? Gosh. Fire shot then is out on circuit as well. We're on board with fire shot. Yeah, just elaborating on what Grant said. Yeah, I'm half a minute behind. And so anyone who you think might be using the qualifying glitch, then that's not the case then. So, yep, just ignore my time now, because I think it's actually 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, not 4.5 minutes then. And look at that then, you can see the racing line is very abundantly clear, isn't it now? Fire shot then in the top 10, and it's great to see both McLarens up there as well, isn't it? McLaren have got such a strong lineup, haven't they? And I think that it really hasn't turned into good results just yet. Fire shot had a good start to the season. He's gone wide there. Fire shot, and he is not going to be too happy, but that Pillars there is not come out of the picture. Indeed, then Emerson has gone faster still then as Fire shot goes off the circuit, and Emerson is on pole position by a tenth of a second. Sam there is I was taking a big old deep breath there, wasn't I? Gosh. Sam there is now coming over the crest of the hill as well, and he is now into 9 and 10 then. Let's see what Sam can do then as he comes over the final turn. Jonathan is on pole position there. We haven't seen Jonathan on pole position since I think it was boring, wasn't it, of last season. That was round 8, and wow, he's on pole position at the moment there. Jonathan is great stuff indeed there to see the British Italian driver back up there. Oh, he's really found his mojo, hasn't he, Jonathan? As here comes Liam, and the rain is getting heavier, and I feel that the time window, the window is closing quite rapidly for these guys. Pillars is still in the pits, and Fireshot's come back in the pits as well, as Caesar has moved back up in the 4th position as well. We're on board with Liam then, as he is adjusting the settings on the steering wheel. I know he's coming into the final turn, and Liam hasn't set a time just yet, but on his debut here in gold then, already making a qualifying free appearance. Fantastic. Sam is high as 6, and I think that might be his best qualifying performance of his career. He's down to 7th now, Sam is then, but he's only a whisker behind Liam at this moment in time then as well. Then we got Milan there, who's a second down, and oh wow, and I thought that Milan was going to go into seeing the accident there, quarter 7. There's not much give, is there, in the final turn then, as Twitchy has just joined into I think we're going to have a full grid here. It's not, he'll be 20th on the grid then. Pease is now just about to start an overlap then, so he's winding up when with 3 minutes to go in this session then. Emerson is a 10th for a second down the first split time. There is puddles all around the circuit now, isn't there? Oh goodness me, I think that this might be the end of the best track conditions then, and I'm wondering if Pillars is a bit too late to the party. He is only on an outlap now. Fire shot then is in the pits at the moment. Total Pease is a 10th for a second down in the first sector. They are quite they've all been slower, haven't they? Sorry, this is my ear. Milan there is in the second sector now then. Let's see what Milan can do then. The man has been on pole position twice in his career in gold, and here is in there is the second split time. Now he's 3/10 down then. To me it feels like the track is too far gone now for these guys, and I don't think I'm going to see much improvement then. This might be the grid then for the Austrian Grand Prix, which is coming up in just a jiffy as well, for round 11 of gold, of course then. Oh, Milan there, I feel like every time we're on board with any one of these guys in these wet treacherous conditions there, it feels like that they're just going to be slowing off and having a big accident. He's half a second down then, Milan is, and that looked like an okay lap then as well, so it didn't look like anywhere around the circuit where he made a mess of anything. Pillars then, who is in 10th position as well, and are on board with Pillars there, fighting the car, isn't he, with the Schumacher 2000 helmet. Lovely stuff indeed. Look off the racing line. That is a lot of water off the racing line, and I gotta say then, of course, I think we're not far away from the wet tyres now then. These intermediate tyres are incredible, haven't they? They've got such a amazing operating window, haven't they? Really up there, they operate really well from almost a bone dry track to a full wet track. It's incredible, isn't it? And now he's coming, Pillars is down into turn 4 as well then, giving it almighty amount of lock then. And there's now Pillars then, who is coming into the second part of the lap as well, and back on board. Pillars that he only made his ALR gold debut last week, didn't he? After 4 race wins in I think it was about 8 rounds, wasn't it? So it's 50% strike rate in silver. It's fantastic, wasn't it? He was doing very well, but of course Silver, the picture of Silver has completely changed, hasn't it? Really has indeed done. It's so close in that championship with German, with Murphy, and Pillars are no longer racing that. Here comes Pillars. He's only done a 13.4 there, and to me then, I think that the track conditions are too far gone then, aren't they? As we are now about to finish this session, and Jonathan will be on the pole position for the first time, I think, since Bahrain of last season. That is incredible, isn't it? Remember, Jonathan has the most pole positions of ALR, and he is going to be going for his 10th pole position of his career in ALR. And I got to say, I didn't expect to be saying that. I didn't expect to be waiting too long to say that. But Jonathan and Emerson have done exactly the same same times as well. That is how close it is. Look at that. Jonathan 11.554, Emerson 11.554. It's taken me a very long time to figure that out. That is incredible, isn't it? Goodness me then. And we are very close then. Is a fire shot goes into 8th position as well. Pillars there is finding some time then. Look in front of us, and that is a Alfa Romeo. He has found 3/10 of a second. Sam is in 7th position, and what a drive for Sam there. What a qualifying performance from Sam. And both Haas also through in the qualifying 3 as well. Great stuff indeed then. Sam comes over the crest of the hill then, and we're back on board with Pillars. And what can he do then? Is he coming into the final part of the course as well then, running slightly wide then, and he goes over the grid hatches, and Pillars is going to be, he's ran out of fuel by the looks at, and that is it. Jonathan, his 10th pole position of his career. This is his first pole position this season, and there's me saying that Jonathan doesn't like the wet weather conditions, but he absolutely rode the wave to perfection, and he is on pole position, his 10th pole position of his career, and he is the first man in ALR as Alhan has left the session. Hopefully he'll get back in the not too distant future. And he is the first man in qualifying turns to go into double figures. Congratulations to Jonathan, and what a day for Jonathan, the British Italian driver, on pole position there. He's had to wait over a season to get his another pole position. I've got to say that's incredible, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that. Well done to Jonathan. Brilliant stuff indeed then from the British Italian driver, and that's his 10th pole position of his career. Then really good stuff indeed then. And look at that, the top two exactly the same time, down to the 1,000th of a second. Incredibly close, isn't it? Jonathan on pole position, Emerson alongside him on row 1, looking tasty. Total P's in 3rd position now, less than 10th outside as well. Caesar in 4th position, looking very strong there, isn't he? Milan in 5th, Liam on his debut in gold in 6th, lovely stuff. Sam, brilliant performance out of 7th. 8th position is Fireshot. Pillars there possibly should have came out a little earlier. He is down in 9th position, and Drop Fast there for qualifying 3. Ban is in at 10th position in the Ferrari. Jonathan, yes, Grazie. Cheers guys as well then, as good stuff indeed then, as we are now getting into the race itself, which is coming up in just a jiffy. Right then, so yeah, now we're in the race situation. I wonder what the weather's going to be like in the race then. So I've already mentioned then, it seems like every year we've been here in ALR Gold, it has rained, hasn't it? And again there, it is very overcast, isn't it, around Austria? Very similar to Spa, isn't it? Of course, they seem to have their own weather system, don't they? Alhan is currently not in the session, and is he the second Mercedes driver? And that is a brutal blow for Alhan, isn't it? As he has been Mercedes' #1 driver this season, which might be a surprise to many regular ALR guys, ALR fans, of course, there with Nigel, who has been since debuted him back in Canada season 1, has been usually the leader in his team, hasn't it? Same with Dan Murphy as well, and this is the first season that Nigel and Dan Murphy might be finishing behind their teammates in the driver standings, and that's a little stat which I'm quite interested in as well. Right then, as we're taking down then to the start of this Austrian Grand Prix then, this is one of my favourites on the calendar, guys, so this is going to be a crack-a-lacking one. And as we are now getting into it as well then. So here we go then, and we are just now starting the race, and of course it's a one-stop strategy according to that predicted pit stop. Well, we'll find out, won't we? As now then, they are now just coming on to the formation lap, and let's go through the grid, shall we, from front to back, from pole position and down to 20th position then, as Alhan's car is still on the circuit then, so that's good stuff indeed then. So hopefully he can get himself back in then. We have got Sam saying I'll take P7, and Darren saying GG Jono as well. As I said, Jonathan's first pole position then since Bahrain of last season, and that is about 20 odd races ago then. So well done to Jonathan there, and his 10th pole position of his career as well. Lovely stuff. And we got everyone in the top 10 is on soft tires. Alhan is also on soft tires as well. I don't think he would have chosen that one. Soft tires for Equals, for Mr. Elite, and for William then. Medium, we got one hard tire runner, which is Mumford then. Medium tires are for FIFA, for Granty, for Farf, for Nigel, and Titchy then. Let's go for the grid then, because I've literally haven't got no time at all to get it going then. And Jonathan on pole position, his 10th pole position of his career. Fantastic. Emerson alongside him on row 1. Total P's in 3rd position. We got Caesar in 4th. Fantastic. Milan in 5th position. 6th is Liam then. Well, Liam doing cracking job. Sam, a fantastic job in 7th. Far shot in 8th position then. The second half of Infamous Pillars in 9th position. And Drop Fast in 10th then. Alhan is still ghosting in 11th position then. FIFA Beefy in 12th. Equals in 13th position. Can he get some points there? 14th position is Granty, the champion. 15th position is Mumford in his debut for Williams. 16th is Mr. Elite. Farf down in 17th position there, with William down in 18th. Nigel down in 19th. And Twitchy there, a late comer, is in 20th position as well. And here we are then, 36 laps around this Spielberg race as well. This is going to be a cracker. I have no doubt about that then. As we're just on board with Titch as well, as he has just come into the race as well then, as Alhan has done a fast lap of 2 minutes then. And I've got to say that's almost as good as my lap. We have 5 sets of lights to come on then, and of course as that is just preparing us then. So those are the preliminary lights then, and here we go in Austria. We are racing here in Spielberg now, and Jonathan gets a good start, and Emerson there has been bumped down slightly then, but he has dropped down into 3rd position then, because Pease is up in 2nd then. He has the inside as we go into turn 1 again. It's very close to the turn 1, so there's a bit of bumping and grinding. We've got debut days come off. Oh goodness me, we've got a bit of debris come off, and I think it's off the McLaren. It is off the McLaren, a far shot. Sammy in 8th position, Equals in 9th position. He's up a couple of positions already as we go into turn 10. Look at all these guys squirming around then as we go into the big breaking point of turn 3 as well. They're all jostling around. Farfis took off like a scolded dog as Alhan is down in 20th position at the moment. Jonathan is leading the race at the moment, but he has Topes alongside behind him then, and that's a red ball and flying in the back up in the 4th position there, Milan then. And Milan has the advantage, so he has the momentum now. He's going to have the inside into turn 5. Indeed he does then. And Caesar down in 6th position as well. Far shot has got past Sam is dropping down the order. Sam is down the order. What's happened? Sam is off the circuit, and his great qualifying performances unfortunately come bare to fruit, hasn't it? And he is down in 20th position as well then. Pease is 2nd, and Emerson in 3rd position. Lap 1 completed then. 5/10 of a second the gap is at the moment as a far shot is into the pits, and we've seen damage come off his wing now out of turn 1 then, and now then his Equals is starting to defend, isn't he? Because look at Pillars, he's all over the back rim like a rash, isn't he? So they come up into turn 1. Great shot indeed then. Alhan has set a incredible fast lap of 37.111 119 I should say. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Look at Pillars there as Equals is trying to break the slipstream. Sammy is out of this race then, and he's gone from cloud 9 into literally gone from cloud 9 to really coming back down to earth with a bump there. And look at this, and lovely shot here from Pillars then. And I got to say it's the we got a better shot from Drop Fast now. Farfis up in the 10th position. Goodness me, wow. Farf, I got to say then, I think he's late for something. He is absolutely flown through the field. He's up 7 positions. Titch is also up 7 positions as well. Good graphic, but I think that's really impeded my vision to see what was going on there. And but now it's okay. I can see clearly now the graphics gone there. Both Red Bulls are 5th and 6th position at the moment. Look at the background there, it's a Ferrari, and that's a Williams and Granty, who's also got up 3 positions. Biggest loser off the grid unfortunately is Sammy. He's out of this race before lap 1 has even been completed. There Sammy is going to be absolutely livid and very disappointed with what is going on there then. And 6 seconds a second, Jonathan is looking very strong. Remember, Jonathan has 2 wins to his name in ALR, doesn't he? He is very comfortable at the front of the field. Remember, he was the first man to beat Nigel in head-to-head competition at the Japanese Grand Prix of season 1, so he knows how to play the pressure, doesn't he? As we're coming up into turn number 3 as well, then before accelerating away. Pillars there, who looked very strong in the opening lap or 2, didn't he? It's all of a sudden they're on the back foot now, because Equals is all over the back of him like a bad suit as we come into turn 4 as well. DRS has been enabled, of course. We've got dry conditions. Drop Fast trying to go up the inside there. I think that I'm not sure if that was showing his nose out to just really put Equals off or what, but yeah, gotta say that would have been a late maneuver as well. But Drop Fast currently in 9th position. Good stuff indeed there. On board Granty and Farfar. Remember, they had an incredible battle, didn't they, in France there for a couple of laps there. Every time these two come together, I gotta say it's very intriguing indeed. I love it when these two come together there, because no quarter is asked, no quarter is given. And I gotta say, Granty would be quite surprised to see Farf in front of him there, because Farf was right down in 17th position there, wasn't he? Farf is pretty very good though. He seems to, if he has a poor qualifying, he has a fantastic race, doesn't he? And that always seems to be the case. Then 19 cars are left in this race at the moment. Then so we're on lap 4, and this race is quite a quick one, isn't it? Because we've got 36 laps around here. There's only 2-mile circuit. This one is. Lap times are very close to the minute mark, aren't they? They're going to be a minute and 6 there. Grant is on the outside. Farf is on the inside. Farf goes in very deep there. Grant is just going to go up and under. Has he got the purchase there? It looks like he has. He's got the momentum, and he is through. Passes Farf, and Farf has got damage to that wing, hasn't he? Farf has. So Granty, that was a important manoeuvre then for him. Oh, he's gone to the back of Granty. It was just a nudge then. It's just a slight nudge there, and away he goes then. Yeah, Granty needs to get by, and he's back up into 10th for this as well. Remember, Granty has won the last 2 races around here. He's going to have a formidable race to win it here tonight then for a 3rd time, but do not count out the world champion yet. Going back up to here as well then. So Jonathan's still got 0.6 of a second gap over Total Peace at the moment. Emerson then, who's also going for a 3rd win of his own right, but this 4th win of his own right, I should say. Then he's going for 4 race wins in a row, Emerson is, and potentially then he needs to strike whilst they are and start with Cookie not about at tonight, is he? So Emerson needs to take, even though Cookie's not here, it's very similar to the championship in '94, isn't it? Where when Schumacher was disqualified for 2 races, Damon Hill had to get full scores, and he did get full score, didn't he? Of course, winning the 2 races where Schumacher was not allowed to participate in due to his misdemeanors. Oh, is there Equal's gone into the back there, but no harm, no foul, as he hasn't got any damage there to his wing then. And look at this, and he is right underneath the rear wing. Farf is now battling with William then. So look at this, and William then on the soft tyres then, and Farf is on the medium tyres as well, as he is up the inside then. Goodness me, there's a bit of rubbing there. Oh, there's too much rubbing there, and William is off the circuit, and oh gosh, they just interlocked wheels, didn't they? Unfortunately then for both those drivers there, and luckily that wasn't a lot worse than what it was then, because I thought that both of them was going into the gravel at one point. Back on board then with Drofas at the moment, and Pillars is in front then, Equals is just behind us, just in front as well, and then we have Drofas here, then he will have DRS going into turn 1, but I think his best opportunity has to be, his Total Peace has got a 3-second penalty, has to be going up into turn 3 then. I don't think Jonathan's got a penalty yet, has he? And I think Peace is one of the major players, the first of the major players in this race to get a penalty then. That might come back to haunt him later on this race, and William has also got a 3-second penalty as well, as he is trying to catch back up to the back of Farf then. Farf's teammate Drofas there, having a look into turn 2 then, but nothing to it just yet. And another little kiss on the rear then. So William is now back up, is now into that position. That looked much more cleaner. Grant is just driven up to the back of this battle, hasn't he? And he is on the medium tyres, I should say, as the sun there is bursting out of the clouds once again, just like in qualifying, and it's a lovely day, isn't it, here in Spielberg. It wasn't a minute ago though, was it, when we had a lot of rain there. It was coming down from the sky, as we're just on board now as well, as we just got as I look down, Darren is saying, I don't know why I bother commenting. It's like a curse. I got to say, Darren, I'm usually the one doing the cursing then, so I completely know where you're coming from on that one. Nigel is off the course, and Nigel's miserable night is continuing at the moment there. He is down in 15th position there, and lost a lot of time there. He was very close to his teammate, wasn't he? And look at these guys. Everything's out of DRS range at the moment then. But we'll look back at that a bit later on as well, because this 4-car battle is really intriguing me at the moment then, between the Haas, between Equals, between the Ferrari, and between the Williams as well. And 4 constructors there really battling away, aren't they? As Mr. Elite there has just got a 3-second penalty. He's down in 70 position as well. Nigel is in the pits there. Nigel didn't have any damage on the car then, so there must be some other issues there with that Mercedes then. I wonder if Nigel's struggling with the car handling or balance there on that Mercedes. I'll say this track does produce some great racing, doesn't it? Look how close these guys are. 0.6 of a second then between Pillars and Jonathan still. Emerson is not got the pace at this stage of proceedings, has he? Goodness me, he looked quite quick in qualifying, didn't he, in the dry? But at the moment in race trip, he's not doing a good job. He's not. Well, I could say he's not doing a good job. He's doing an alright job, but he's just not got the pace at the moment, has he? Pillars there, who's 6 seconds actually behind Liam. Yeah, goodness me, that's quite. He's lost quite a lot of time now on the opening stint in this race, hasn't he? And Pillars seems to cannot get out of the DRS of Equals Simone, and Farf is in the pits after 6 laps then. So Farf damaged there, and look at this, and Equals had a poor run out of turn 1 then, and that has allowed Drofas to be alongside. Drofas is through before you even get to turn 2. Good 70 there for Drofas there, mirrored his man, he got past his man, and car 89 is now up into 8th position as well. Can Equals come back out, and Equals there, he doesn't want to take too much liberties, does he, because he wants to get some points points on the board shortly for equaliser. Farfus in the pits there. He's down in 17th position at this moment in time. And this is I would say this is a close battle on track then, but I think Mumford and Farf has actually taken that away from them, because look at this, and we've got a drag race going up to turn 2 then. We had a horrific accident with Gunnar this time last year, didn't we? Gunnar went flying off on that straight, didn't he? Unfortunately for the, I think he was on the Ferrari, wasn't he? I think he was. Mumford then is now down into 18th position. He needs to keep ahead of he needs to keep ahead of Farf, really, didn't he? Because Farf's on new tyres now, so he should pull away then. Mr. Elite, the only man on the hard tyres, is in 16th position at the moment, isn't he? Look at this, and is Jonathan. I'm not sure if he's made a mistake somewhere, but they've really concertinaed up, haven't they? And now Jonathan's got a 6/10 of a second lead, though. Emerson has also turned up the wick as well in the Renault then. Of course, Emerson would like to get some points. If he gets points today, he will be leading the championship, which will be the first time that anyone bar the Cookie has led the championship this season. We're on board then with the British Italian driver Jonathan. It's great to see him back up at the sharp end of the field. It really is, isn't it? And of course he's been in the world in the doldrums, hasn't he, for the first 10 races or so this season. He's really picked himself up lately, hasn't he? I think since the Spanish Grand Prix onwards, he's really started to score consistently, hasn't he, for the McLaren driver. Good stuff indeed then. And to come through the final turn as well. William Lucia got a penalty as well then. It's as Jonathan's got his first penalty as well then. And look at it, look at these 6 cars there. They're in the same shot then, and they incredible stuff indeed then. It's very tight then. So now we got Pillars is coming into the pits there. He's the first one to blink. I'm wondering if Pillars had some issues with his tyres there, because Pillars I don't think should have been 6 seconds behind. Remember, he's a very quick customer, isn't he? Pillars is. So I think there's something else that is wrong with the car there for Pillars in the Haas, and he is now on the hard tyres. And I wonder if he's trying to get to the end now. Well, we'll find out when we no, just got a 3-second penalty as well then. And look at these cars, and we're on lap 10 out of 36. We've got a long way to go then. Anything can happen in this race, can it? And it usually does. And Liam has just dropped back to a second behind, and I wonder if he is just looking after those tyres at this stage of proceedings, as he might be just turning the fuel mix down slightly as well there, just to look after the car slightly, isn't it? As Granty has passed, his pass equals, and now I've been doing position that Granty is going to be a major player in this race come later on, isn't he? He's on the medium tyres. He's going a lot further in this race, isn't he, the world champion? So keep an eye on Granty as well. Back on board with Cesar Doyle. Look at these. This is the train of cars that is battling for the lead. Liam is in the pits as well then, so Liam has spotted a gap that he wants to come in. And see what I do. Drofast is also in the pits as well. Oh goodness me, we're going to have an undercut. Can Liam there come in and come back out? Granty is now in the 6th position as well, as Emerson there just pulling out the slipstream. Look at these train of cars. This is fantastic, isn't it? And oh goodness me, it's getting very close to the top now. So look at this, and these guys are really all over the back of each other, and they just keep an eye to see where Liam comes out. Liam is out in 11th position, just behind Alhan, who had connection issues, which has really robbed Alhan of a start in this race, hasn't he? But he's fought his way back up to 10th position very nicely indeed then. And look at these guys, they're all over the back of each other. Keep an eye on what Liam could do then. He is going for the undercut and potentially could overtake these guys. He felt that these guys were owning each other up then, and that's why he's coming to pits fairly early on. A lot of guys have oh my goodness me, Emerson is on the outside of Tall Peace. Look at that, he had so much more grunt and purchase. He is up into 2nd position. Emerson is on a roll there, isn't it, for the first time. And look at this, we got cars in the pits and it is Peace and Milan both in the pits as well. Emerson is on such fine vettle at the moment, isn't he, in the Renault? Oh goodness me, I don't think he's ever had 4 race wins in a row in his ALR career, has he? And he is going for that tonight. I don't think he had 3 race wins in a row either. So brilliant stuff indeed then. Milan and Peace is now on the hard compound tyre. Granty is up in the 4th position as well. Yellow flag, it's a Ferrari. A Ferrari is off the circuit then. And it's Farf, but it looks like Farf has got dirty tyres then. And Mr. Lee is all over the back of Farf then. As I come over the crest of the hill, then this is going to be a very perilous overtake. He's on the outside, Farf is on the inside. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, impressive stuff indeed then. But Farf is in 16th position at the moment then. And Toll Peace has come out in 7th position there, so he's about a second in front of Liam then. So the undercut didn't work out too well for Liam, did it? And he's out also behind Milan as well. So yeah, the undercut is not very powerful, but it looks, unless Liam had a really scrappy outlap potentially. Jonathan looks like it. I wonder if he is feeding to coming to the pit set. On board then with Jonathan, he is in the pit set, and Emerson's in the pit as well. Caesar is decided to stay out then, and he takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix then. So the pit window is open then for the hard tyres. On board then with the man who's on pole position, the race leader as well then, or the former race leader. He's going on to the hard tyres and the British Italian driver is. He's in and out in a hiccup, and so is Emerson out of the pits as well. And look there, and that is equals. That is not Milan then, and that is Total Pizzo. That is Total Pizzo. Look, Total Pizzo is going to go in front of these guys. He has gone on the undercut, and he is through. And they got a yellow flag. There's one of the other McLarens. It's Fireshot who's out of this race then. Oh, and that's in the fire line. That's a virtual safety car. I thought it might have been a full safety car as well, but no, Fireshot is out of this race then. And he's facing the wrong way there. Fireshot is. I'm not sure what happened to Fireshot there, but that was a unusual place, wasn't it? Virtual safety car. Is anyone going to dive in the pits? And I don't think they are, as it's come a bit too late, hasn't it? So Total Peace is now in the de facto lead at the moment, isn't he, when it all shakes out? So yes, that undercut has definitely worked out very nice indeed. Emerson has had a bit of a blow here because he's behind William, and William is on the he's on the soft tires, so he'll be coming in the pits fairly soon, but he did not want that, did he? He wants to keep the pressure on Jonathan and Total Peace, didn't he? It's great to see Jonathan and Total Peace battling up at the sharp end again, isn't it? Total Peace has never won a race in ALR so far. Can he break that duct here tonight then? And that first safety car's been out for a very long time, and Caesar's decided to pit now then, so he ain't going to lose too much time. He's on the medium tire, Caesar is then. And he's coming out now. Equals also there's also made, and now we're back racing then. So yeah, Caesar then has really hasn't lost too much time, has he, in the pits, and he might come out in the lead here. He is going to come out in the lead then. The virtual safety car, and Jonathan is past Pease then. Well, Pease has gone up and under them. Jonathan has gone out too wide there, but he has DRS as well. Emerson has got past William because William is coming to the pits as well. Jonathan is now up into a fourth position. In full position. He's having a look. Oh my goodness me. Sorry, a little bit of man flu. So Jonathan there is in at fourth position then, and he had a good bit of a wilder look. Oh my goodness, look at the speed! He's going up and under! Oh my goodness me, he's gone wide! And it's Pease there, and Jonathan there just had a bit of a love tap there, didn't he? Jonathan is up the inside, Fireshot is left for session then, and Jonathan is trying to go up and under again and on the inside. Not the case at the moment, great fight, and I'm loving this then, between the McLaren and the Racing Point then. Caesar leads then after coming in the pits under the virtual safety car, and he had his first podium last time out. Is he going to get his first win as well? Granty is leading the race, but he's got a 3-second penalty that cost him the race win in France last week. Is that going to cost him again here tonight? Oh my goodness me then, as oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. Is Jonathan there had a good it's who's in the pit? It's Milan in the pits. Milan is in the pits and there's issues then for Milan. That was his second pit stop within the matter of laps, and so not good at all for Milan, is it? He's coming proper. Jonathan is through. He's back up into third position then, and Pease then is dropped down, and Jonathan has the pace, doesn't he? He's really turned up the wick, hasn't he, since coming up behind then. Impressive stuff indeed then. Look, there's Emerson in the background as well. This is getting very good indeed, isn't it? I'm enjoying this battle. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. As Jonathan is back into third position. Grant of course leading now because he's going long in this stint, isn't he? Caesar coming into the pits under the virtual safety car, and that has got him the lead, hasn't it? So good stuff indeed. There he is in the foreground there. He is about 3 seconds in front, and he's battling a trio at the moment then, and I think that Caesar will be happy if they continue to battle as well. So Granty there is losing time hand over fist, isn't he? But of course Grant is on a alternative strategy at this moment in time, isn't he? So he's not going to be too interested about the gap just yet, is he? All he's interested in is just getting to his planned target then, and as we already mentioned there, it'd be the last stage of the race there where Granty is really going to come into his own, isn't he? Emerson has got a double DRS, a double slipstream then, and Jonathan is feeling very vulnerable out there, isn't he? But I don't think it's vulnerable as Peter is. Oh god, Emerson there is trying to go on the inside then, as he saw that coming there. He saw that space reducing and going to be turning into non-existent. Good stuff indeed there for Emerson. Lovely driving from Pease there as well, and Jonathan there has got no DRS, and Pease is going to go on the inside. He is on the inside. There's a bit of rubbing wheels there. There's a bit of contact as well, but it's oh, look at that man, and they're side by side. This is great racing. This is the top racer in ALR. I say there's so many top racers in ALR at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I'm loving this. Jonathan there is losing time now. Caesar is just walking away from this at the moment. He had his first podium last time out in France, and he's potentially going for his first race win as well. Good stuff out from the Red Bull driver. Absolutely fine stuff indeed. And Liam half a second back from Titch at the moment, and he is 3 seconds away as well. Liam did come in the pits first. I wonder if Liam had a And an extra long stop for some reason, and just lovely stuff indeed. Then it's now look at this, coming into turn one once again. Pillars has got a 3-second penalty. Lovely shot here from the heady cameras. Look at this, and Emerson. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness me! Look at Pease how he is getting on Jonathan. Jonathan is going to go on the inside. Emerson's going to go on the outside, on the inside as well. I don't know where they're going. Jonathan now is survived once again. Then we're coming up to half distance in this race, and remember at the end of this race it'll be halfway through the season as well. That's a terrible camera shot. That's better. And now Jonathan is in the. It's under siege, and look at this, what a shot, what a shot, well look at this, and there's Pease and car too, we can almost reach out and touch the car, incredible stuff then, and Nigel's out of this race, and he's coming to the pits and retired, he's having a nightmare week, isn't he? Nigel Wilson, he is out of this race, and he had a problem in qualifying, and in the race as well, he had a trip across the ground as well. Jonathan is still there, he is still there, isn't he, in this battle, this is incredible stuff, so come over the crest there once again, remember Emerson, out of these 3 cars, is battling for the championship. Jonathan and Toll Pease are not at this stage of proceedings. So, yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to come into Emerson's mind then. It's becoming an all-out war, isn't it? Caesar is now right on the gearbox of Grant. Then Grant is done 17 laps on those tires. As Nigel's car is just parked very unhelpfully on the circuit. And Jonathan there, he's under a lot of pressure. And once again, Emerson there. Emerson is going to go free wide. It is free wide. It's free wide into turn 3. Incredible stuff. Emerson's up the inside. It's 2 into 1. What a bargain. Incredible stuff. Jonathan is back in the second. There's Emerson again. Absolutely fantastic. And Lewis, oh, very close. And now Emerson's alongside. Oh, what's happened? And Jonathan, and Olaf. Oh my goodness me. And I had a really it felt like Jonathan had a nerf at the rear there. And Total Peace had his up in the first position. Where's Emerson? Emerson is back on circuit, but he has dropped down to fifth position. We was talking about the championship battle, wasn't we? Remember that Jonathan and Peace are not involved in that, and unfortunately Emerson came out the worst there. Out of all those 3, and what a shame there for the man who's actually jointly in the championship at the moment. But that didn't look too good at all, did it? It looked like Jonathan got a nerf at the rear there, didn't he? I'm not sure if that was by Total Pease or if he just lost the back end. It felt like a nerf to me. So now we're coming up into turn 1 then, and look at Liam then. Liam now has done 2 more laps on those tires, and Jonathan down into 4th position then, and Pease has got a 2-second advantage then at the moment. Granty has dropped down into 2nd position now. I wonder what tires Grant is going to go on then. I wonder if he's going to try and get to lap 26 perhaps, and then go on to soft tires then for the final 10 laps or so. Then I wonder if that's Granty's ploy. Emerson back up into 5th position as his comeback drive has to come on now. That he is back down into 5th position. Currently, as it stands though, he will be in 4th in the race then, won't he? As FIFA Beefy has got a 3-second penalty, as Mumford there is down into 15th position as well. And I've been really has got yellow flags then. I'm not sure what's going on here then. Oh goodness me, there's a lot going on here, isn't there? Is that William there is a touring, isn't he? In the Williams in the AlphaTauri at the moment. Milan is in the 12th position there. He's right. Of course, he was battling at the front, wasn't he? But issues there from Milan there at the second part. Jonathan is in the pits after only 5 laps then on those hard tires. So issues for Jonathan then. And let's see what's going on for John. Oh goodness me, what was that? It's very close in between William and Mr. Elite. Oh, maybe too close then. I was going to see if Jonathan was changing the nose cone, but I'll have to wait. And find out a bit later on. William now is coming in the pits as well. Issues there for William, and so Jonathan is now coming on the pit. So the man who is on pole position, the record 10th time tonight, is unfortunately now right out of sync there. So he's on the medium tires to the end of the race then, with 16 laps to go then. So he will have a pace advantage there as he comes out right in the mix of this incredible battle going on there in the midfield and between Milan, between Alham, between Mumford and Mr. Elite. And now Jonathan is replaced William, hasn't he? Because William was in this battle as well before he came in the pits about a couple of seconds ago as well. So at the moment, Pease is in 3rd position now. Emerson is in 4th position. Liam is now hanging on, isn't he, to the back end. Caesar is currently the leader, doing a cracking job. And look, Jonathan siren down the inside of Mumford. He is good manoeuvre there for Jonathan, and he is on his way then. He's back up in the 13th position then. He might need a safety car or something there. Granty is in the pits and the championship leader. I think he's doing a very strong race at the moment, isn't he, Jonathan? As Jonathan just confirmed that Pease did give him a bit of a push up the rear there, didn't he? Unfortunately, Grant Grant is on the soft tires, and that is a long way to go on the soft tires, in my opinion. But my humble opinion, anyway. And I gotta say, I don't know much about the old strategy, Millar. Drop fast there is up the inside, and look at this. There's a Titches having a fantastic race out there, isn't he? He's done 20 laps on those medium tires, and he's giving them a very long a good workout, isn't he? But now drop fast is up the gearbox there of Titchy then. But at the moment, that's no dice. And drop fast in 6th position at the moment there, and you can see there he's using full beans of that power Ferrari, isn't he? Coming out to turn 4 as well. Now into turn 5 as a Mumford and Mr. Elite there, just keeping each other company, aren't they? As we're just on board now as well. As Grant John Soft, the chase is on there for Darren. It really is as well. Good stuff indeed. Then is we've also got Gordo saying, then I'm a bit late to the ALR party as well. So I've missed a lot of comments out there tonight. But good stuff indeed there, guys. Keep them all coming in. I'll try and read them out as quickly as I can. Well, as quickly and as accurately as I can. Then so now we're coming onto the pit straight and now into turn 1 as well. Great camera shot once again. Then as Titchy there is doing a great job. 21 laps on those medium tires is absolutely a fantastic stint. But drop fast there is not interested about the tire life or preservement of those off those medium tires. And oh my goodness me, as Pillars are to take a base of action, he's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles there, which is a bit unfortunate, really, isn't it? Because I think Pillars there avoided a incident there. So I'm not sure if that's really justified, is it? But unfortunately, Titch has lost 2 positions there. But from 20 from the grid there, and he's gone very long in his first stint, hasn't he? He's done great amount of tire preservation there. Good stuff indeed. Liam now is keeping Emerson at bay at the moment, as Emerson's lost has got a 3-second penalty as well, as Emerson might be a bit disappointed about what transpired earlier on this race. Caesar has done 8 laps on the medium tyres there. Of course, he is on the softer of the 2 of the tyres out in front. And as Grant is now past Titchy and now up into 7th position as well. We're on board Granty. This is going to be some quick. It's going to have to be some quick laps now from the championship leader. How realistic is it for him to win this race then? Well, currently he's got 10, 14, about 15 seconds then to make up in the last 13 laps or so in this race. And so it's going to be a big ask, isn't it? But if the safety car comes out around about now, then Granty will be in prime condition, won't he? So as we're now flying up, and he's on the outside there, he passes Pillars, and away he goes as well. Titchy is in the pits there. Finally, he's on soft he's on the soft sub Pirelli tires, and he is going. He's coming out of the pits. I think in 12th position, isn't he? Well, he might be out behind FIFA. No, he's out. He's out in front of FIFA. He is in 12th position. 11-17 on board Jonathan. Then the pole sitter is going to be very disappointed about what has transpired here in this race as well. Of course, it's got very too close for comfort, didn't it? Emerson has really lost some pace, hasn't he, in this stage of proceedings? But I got to say, I think Pease is a very quick customer, isn't he? Oh, he couldn't even see Granty. As always seems that Ferrari is so close to that Ferrari. Look at this, and he's going to have a look into turn 9 and 10. Not quite then. And drop fast then in 5th position as well. And he is on 11 up over hard tyres as well. And one of those medium tyres can get to the end. And we're going to keep an eye on those medium tyres. I think they will be able to, because that was great tyre preservation, wasn't it? I'm loving that word tonight by Titch there. He did 21 laps, and so Caesar might be able to get them to the end. And of course, everyone else has played it safe. Liam is very close to the back of Emerson, and Liam potentially is on course for a podium in his debut here in ALR. Fantastic. Granty is up in 5th position. Then he passes drop fast. He's got a 5-second deficit between himself and Liam, and Emerson battling just up the road. Then so for Grant Snallen, he needs to just get his head down, as we got a racing point then who is having a couple of issues there. It's FIFA's had some major issues there out of the final turn then, and he is just recovering as well. Jonathan has got past, and now up into 10th position. He's back in the points. The British Italian driver is as well. Mumford in 9th, Milan in 9th position, Equals in 8th position as well. Watching this battle here then. So Caesar, I think, might have actually played a blinder on this strategy, hasn't he? He's doing a cracking job there. He played a blinder in terms of waiting a couple of laps to come in the pits. So the virtual safety car came out, and Caesar is now on course there for his maybe his first race win. I don't want to put the jinx on it, so to speak. Toll Pease is also could potentially be on course for a first race win as well. Very interesting stuff. We're on board with Liam then, and there's a lot of the new kids on the block here tonight, isn't it? In ALR, fantastic stuff, isn't it? Of course, Caesar in his first season, Pease in his first season, Liam in his first race. Goodness gracious me, great stuff indeed there for all 3 of those drivers that are having a fantastic race here tonight, aren't they? And And now they come out of turn 3 as well, and they're starting to get spread out slightly, aren't they? Well, part as a Pillars is now really giving Drofast some cause for concern. Is that Jonathan is a second and a half behind Milan as well. Milan has also had an adventure as well, as he was battling in the top 5 as well. Unfortunately, Milan really seems to have a lot of bad luck, doesn't he? He seems to be the Mark Webber of ALR at the moment, doesn't he? As he always has the pace there, but something goes wrong, doesn't it, for the Alfa Romeo driver, which is such a shame, isn't it? Because he should be on a much higher point as well. FIFA Beefy there coming in the pits there. Retiring from the race there. We've had one big incident so far this race, in which I've got to say is a testament to the drivers then, because this is a bit of an old school circuit kind of thing, isn't it? Of course, this layout circuit was introduced in Formula 1 back in 1997, wasn't it? And the barriers are relatively close there, isn't it? So we do get safety cars around here. We haven't known so far, have we? With 10 laps to go. Good stuff indeed then. And but of course, Sarah, if you are going to go off, if you're going to go off, you're going to go off in a big way. And I think apart from Fireshot, no one else has had any issues. Oh, as a Liam there got on the power a bit too early there, and he started to squirrel, and because of that, there he's dropped right behind Emerson, but he's still within the DRS zone at the moment, isn't he? And of course, that is and that is pivotal in this race. Well, Grant is now 2.2 seconds away as well. There's got a bit of a low in this race at the moment, haven't we? As of course there's this really there. It's going to be tenterhooks, isn't it? In the Red Bull garage, it's going to be a tenterhooks in the Racing Point garage as well. It's great, isn't it, to see? This is going to get very good stuff indeed then. And there's a down the same Pillars is finding the jump to gold harder than expected then. And in 7th position as well, of course, Pillars there, who in the silver was fantastic, wasn't he? I think he had to wait 2 races, didn't he, for Pillars to get his first win. So yeah, this is his second race then as well. I think give Pillars a bit of time then. I reckon that oh, Liam's got a 3-second penalty there. I reckon in a bit of time then, I think Pillars really find his feet and become a major player in this championship as well. And maybe next season, more than this season. And of course, as he is quite a bit behind the battling duel at the top there, isn't there? Because I think he's about 138 points back at the moment. As one of the Williamses there has had an issue. It's Mumford there. Mumford's had a major issue as well. Virtual safety car has been deployed there as Mumford is recovering back to the circuit. And not good at all, is it, for Mumford then? And Granty, look at this. You can see Grant. You can see his 2 targets now right in front of him, isn't it? Oh, this is so Grant there is now looking at a potential podium here. Great stuff for Granty there. He's already got, as I mentioned in the qualifying show, he's already got 2 Driver of the Day awards. He's going to get 3rd, isn't he? Here, brilliant stuff indeed there for Granty. Of course, he would like to win more, wouldn't he? But I think that this is a great day for Granty, and potentially, if he gets past Emerson there, he'll be taking 3 points out as Mumford is out of the race as well. Liam is in the pits there, and interesting stuff. I wasn't expecting Liam to come back in the pits there, but he is in the pits, and we've seen him squirreling around there out of turn number 3, wasn't it? DRS has been enabled then, so we're back racing as he's in the pits there. He's going to change to those soft tyres then, and he is in and out there as well. Good stuff indeed there. Is he going to get out in front of the Alfa Romeo duo of Equals in Milan then? He might even slot in between them actually, as he is now on the accelerator, and he's coming out of the pits then. And look, there's Milan there. He is just on the outside of turn 1. He has the inside then. Cutting the white line, but Milan has done it then. He is through, but Liam is on soft tyres, and he is going to be quite quick in the latter stages of this race then, isn't he? So keep an eye on Liam then. He might even get fastest up on his debut there, emulating Nico Rosberg back in the Williams in 2006 in Bahrain. Lovely stuff indeed there. Pillars there is less than half a second behind Drofast. His battle has now been transformed to 10 points then rather than 8 then. And look, yes, that is contact in Milan there, and always John Fernando taking face of action as well, and he's come back on track. Milan is, but unfortunately he has dropped down, and Tichy is into 11th position, and Alhan has got a fight on his hand, hasn't he, to keep himself in the points then, as he's just been promoted to the points, hasn't he? Thanks to Milan there, and Liam come to blows. It turn number 4, wasn't it? As we're back on board then with Pillars then. Of course, he had great success in that silver, hasn't he? Of course, gold then. He is just trying to find his feet still, but another point scoring finish potentially for Pillars then, which I've got to say, it's not a bad start to his gold career, is it? And coming into the hairpin as well, and Tichy has got past Alhan as well, as Milan is is in the pits then, and so that's a shame then, isn't it, for the man who was in the battling for points as well. Tichy's now up into 10th position then. Good stuff from Tichy. I gotta say, it's between himself and Granty for driver of the day. Both of them have been absolutely sublime, haven't they, in this race so far. Good stuff indeed. Back on board then with Liam then, who is on new soft tires then, as it was this point here where him and South and Milan there came to blows, wasn't it? We got Pillars now, who's now 5/10 of a second away from Drofast. He seems to have the upper hand at the moment now. Granty is a second away from Emerson and that potential podium. Pillar Pease, I should say, is at 5.5 seconds away from Caesar with a lap 30 out 36. We're going for a new race winner here in ALR. Fantastic stuff. And Liam there having a look, showing the nose cone of that Red Bull. Good stuff indeed then. As a Red Bull, we're leading the constructors for a very long time this season, and with this result here tonight, they will I don't think they will actually take the lead in the constructors again then, unfortunately for the Red Bull team, but they have put a huge dent into Renault's constructors advantage, didn't they? Of course, Red Bull were so successful in the debut season, wasn't they? Had two very dominant drivers, Red Bull did, in season 1. Liam now goes up into 7th position there. Good stuff indeed for Liam, and he is on his way as well. Pillars there is still behind him. Drofast as we are coming into the twilight of this race as well, and it's been a very good race, I feel, hasn't it? And Milan is out of the race as well, as we're down to 14 cars in this race, and out of the 20 at the start. And I've got to say, a lot of the drivers have there hasn't been any instance, not many instances at all really in this race. The drivers that have retired have been more or less the drivers that have just pulled into the pit lane and just retired the car, haven't they? So yeah, I think that it's been very squeaky clean here tonight in Austria. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Pillars is just on backside then, but Granty, I think, is the man on the ascendancy. He really is, isn't he? Emerson is 4 seconds behind Pease at the moment then. It's hovering around the 4-second mark, isn't it? Gaz Granty's got time to get in front of Pease, and look at this then, as Granty is on the outside, passes Emerson. Emerson is off the podium. Granty is back on the podium. That's what made Granty world champion last season, was just about consistency. He had 17 podiums in 21 races last season. It was absolutely a fantastic return, wasn't it, for Granty? And he's on the podium again here tonight then. Can he close down the 4-second deficit he's got over Total Pease then as well? And of course, and then he's 5 seconds behind Caesar as well. I think that's a bit too much of a big ask from a car 93, but great result here tonight for Grant there, isn't it? And it's good to see Granty having a very strong performance, isn't he, from the double world champion. Emerson there, unfortunately, he was would have been right with Pease, I feel, if they didn't have coming to blow there in turn 4, did they? Which is unfortunate then. As Gordo is asking, can Liam get Pillars there? He's got 6 seconds. I think that it's going to be very close. Liam is a very quick customer on his day anyway, so that's going to be very interesting then. As Darren saying, I think he could get Liam. Liam, as he's quick as fudge there as well. And he's on the softs as well from Gordo there. Good stuff indeed there, guys. Lovely. And now as we're just watching Emerson then, who is at 3/10 seconds away from Granty at the moment. Granty is 3.6 seconds, 3.5 seconds away. Farf is having a miserable race as well, down in 12th position, isn't he, in the second Ferrari. He's having a great start, didn't he? Once again, Farf loves the opening couple of laps, though, doesn't he? He's very much Giovinazzi, isn't he? Giovinazzi seems to make him a lot of positions on the opening lap, and the same with Farf as well. He flew up the field, didn't he? Unfortunately, he ain't going to get much return for his efforts here tonight, and as he is out of the points as it stands at the moment. Jonathan is on the back there of Equals at the moment, down 9th position, but Jonathan and the McLarens, both McLarens, were expecting a lot more points return than just 2 at this stage, weren't they? With one bit on pole position, and Fireshot also starting in the top 10 as well, so that's a bit unfortunate there for both drivers out there who I've been a bit disappointed there, the McLaren team have tonight then, so I think they're going to be the most disappointed team out of all of them as well then. So it's a Granty there. It's now on the podium then. Can he catch Pease? I think that is the question at the moment, isn't it? We're keeping on that. Is Pillars and Drofast are still fighting over, debating over 5th and 6th position, aren't they? As we have just got 4 laps to go. Equals has gone very wide there. That is going to allow Jonathan. Oh, goodness me, there's Jonathan there. He wasn't sure which side to go on there between Equals, and in the end he just drove to the back of him slightly and doing a bit of old school draft in there, isn't it? I don't think it works on Formula 1 as well as the IndyCar scene, but Jonathan is out up into 8th position then, and he is going to get 4 points then, but that is not really what he wanted, was it, from the man who's got 10 pole positions now in his career in ALR, but unfortunately the race was not really much to write home about, was it? I've got to say, Granty is actually towing Emerson along at this stage, and he's now only got 3 seconds between himself and Total Pease, and Total Pease is only 3.2 seconds away. I gotta say, the battle at the front is really starting to Constantine up. We're going to have 4. This race is not over, is it? We got, I think we're going to have a 4-way fight come the end of this one as well. This is going to get very interesting. We do have 3 laps to go, though. It does depend how long those soft tires can hang on for, and it also depends how long those medium tires can hang on for as well. Back on board with Pillars, who is who's just really just keeping an eye on Drofast at the moment. Back on board with Emerson, who is at this moment in time has a 12-point advantage over Cookie going into the halfway break of ALR Golden, which is fantastic stuff. But I think he wanted a bit more. He wanted more of a deficit than that, didn't he? He got a 3-second penalty as Titchy is all over the back of him as well. In the battle for 9th and 10th position, and good stuff there from Twitchy. I've got to say, Twitchy's had a fantastic race, hasn't he? He is on the he's on the inside there, passes equals, and good stuff indeed. And William's got a 3-second penalty as well for his troubles. And Granty has stopped gaining on Total Peace, because Total Peace has really put the hammer down, hasn't he, now with just a few laps to go there. This is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? So Mr. Lee's got a 3-second penalty yet. So I got to say, Canvas P's there, 2.5 seconds, and has he got enough in those tyres there? Or has Caesar got enough in those tyres there to get across the line then? With just 2 laps to go in this race then. And as they come out of turn 1 as well, and look at this, and Emerson is so close to the back of Granty, and I think he would like to take points out of Granty, won't he? It's gone very dull overhead then. I don't think the rain's going to, if there is going to be rain, it's going to affect us now. Emerson back on the podium then, and that is pivotal, isn't it? Unfortunately for Granty, and I wonder if he's just run out of soft tyres there in the final stage of this race then. But Granty's got DRS there, isn't he? He's using, he hadn't even used the deployment. He is quick, isn't he? Quicker than a hiccup down the backside. He's going to go on the outside. Emerson there showing the rear wheel, and Emerson is still in 3rd position at the moment then. Granty down in 4th and believes still having a strong race, isn't he? 2 seconds of gap is between Pease and Caesar as we come up to start the final lap then of this Austrian Grand Prix. It's so close at the top though, isn't it? They've really just condensed down to each other, haven't they, over the last couple of laps? It's a shame we don't have any more laps to go, isn't it? Because it'd be very interesting. I think the Caesar is not thinking like that at all though, is he? As I got to say, I think the last couple of laps have been very twitchy there for Caesar, but he went from the soft to the medium tires. That it looks like it could be the winning strategy here tonight though, here in ALR Gold. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Emerson there has got a good launch, hasn't he? Goodness me, look how good Dark Hill has got overhead then, and we've got to say, we're going to have very much a bit of a downpour, aren't we? But luckily we're all inside then, so I think they're only going to get wet on the podium. And here is the race leader as well. Caesar took advantage of the virtual safety car, and he hasn't looked back since then. He's put on those medium tires. He's done 21 laps on those medium tires. Apart from equals, those are the only 2 that have done over 20 laps. Is fantastic, isn't they? Granted, they just ran out straight on the back straight between that turn at 3 and 4. As I was just watching Caesar now as well. He is very close to them in the Red Bull ring. How fit is that then for Caesar, who has become the Red Bull driver, hasn't he? And this would be Red Bull's 2nd race win of the season after Lights won in the Dutch Grand Prix. Here comes Caesar out of the second to last turn. Now out of the final turn. Look at that, it's less than a second. I don't know about penalties though. It's Alhan has got back in the 10th position there, and Caesar wins the Austrian Grand Prix, his 1st race win of his career. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Pease in 2nd position, Emerson in 3rd, Granty in 4th then. Drofast is going to come through in 5th position then. 6th position will be Pillars then. Drofast in 5th, Pillars in 6th position. That's his best performance in gold then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Liam in 7th position, Jonathan in 8th position. What could have been for Jonathan as he cruises over the line in 8th position. Titchy comes over the line. He is in 7th position. Titchy is. I know, good drive from Titchy. I think he's got the driver of the day, hasn't he, Award? Alhan wins the race then, but I don't think he does. Equals, I think Alhan might get 10th position, I believe. 11th position is Equals. 12th position is Favre. 13th position is Mr. Elite, and William is in 14th position then. But let's just take our hats off to Caesar. What a race win there. His 1st podium last time in France. And now today he has the race win then in car 13. And I got to say, Caesar is going to be on top of the world, isn't he? What a performance there. He took advantage of the safety car. His strategy was absolute perfect today, wasn't it? And I got to say, towards the end then, he might, I wonder if he might have been looking a bit troubled there. But what a drive from Caesar. And look at this then. He is celebrating, and as well he should be Alhan with drive today, which I don't think is correct. I think he's probably going to be Titchy from 20th to 7th position. Great stuff indeed then. As Gordo saying, Alhan, the best ALR driver ever. Fantastic stuff, wasn't he? Just taking a look then as well. We have got Darren saying GG Caesar and goal, guys. It was fantastic stuff, wasn't it? And look at that though, Caesar. What a race win there for Caesar. That is his first race win of ALR Gold, and I'm going to predict boldly that is the first of many, I think. Congratulations to Caesar. And unfortunately for Caesar though, he has to talk to me now, which I don't think he really wanted. Ignore Alhan at the top. As much as we love Alhan, I don't think that is going to count as a race win there, unfortunately. But Caesar won that's his first race win. Brilliant stuff. Total Peace in second. Emerson completing the podium in third position. Granty in fourth. Fifth position was Drofast. Pillars in sixth position. Tichy seventh. Liam eighth. Jonathan ninth. And I think 10th position is Alhan. Outside the points is Equals, Farf, Mystery and William. Retirements was Milan, Mumford, FIFA, Nigel, Fireshot and Sammy all retired from this Grand Prix here in Austria. And of course, also hats off to Caesar as well, because I don't think he got any penalties either. Lovely stuff. And now I have been joined in the gantry by the three rostrum holders there. And there's me trying to sound sensible when I really shouldn't be. And Caesar, what a race today! Of course, you got your first podium last week, and now a week later you got your first race win as well. And talk us through that race thing, because that was absolutely brilliant.
Yep, thank you. First of all, congratulations to the podium winners here. This was a really good race, and I mean, the virtual safety car did help there, but I was surprised the front runners did not bet on the mediums, because this race was very much possible from soft to medium, but I mean, that worked in my favor, didn't it? So I think yeah, I mean, after coming out of the pits, I was a couple of seconds in front of the fighting pack behind me, so it was all about taking advantage of that. But other thing that I had to do was to manage my tires, because I knew that towards the end, the hards will come back, and I think it was quite evident from the screen that the drivers were catching up to me. But it wasn't just enough to make a pass, so yeah, ended up on the top step and without any penalties, which I think is even better.
I gotta say that's magnificent, and I think he was the only man in the field not to get any penalties. So, and under that pressure as well, that was absolutely brilliant. 17. Well done, Caesar. I gotta say, I said last week, hopefully you speak to me more, but I wasn't expecting the win today. Overall, though, did you expect the win today?
Well, I mean, there are good drivers here. I mean, Emerson is here. Total Peace I know from other leagues that I am in, and there are 3 to 4 names here that are quite rapid. So I was hoping for a podium here, because Austria is another one of our strong tracks. But yeah, win is of course any day better than a podium. So I'll take that any day.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, Caesar. What a drive today, and that strategy was nailed right on. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then let's come to Total Peas, who finished second today, and that is his 4th podium of his career in ALR. Fantastic stuff. Peas, are you disappointed not to get the win today, or are you happy with second?
I think I could have got the win, but after everything I was happy with second, because for the first stint I was behind John and Emerson at my rear pretty much the whole first stint, and after the pits I managed to get a jump on John, but me and Jonathan ended up battling for quite a long time, and Caesar managed to go under the VSC with a good strap, and obviously with those mediums pull away from himself at the start of the stint, so just about catching, but I didn't manage to in the end.
Overall, though, of course, unfortunately you've had 3 DNFs in the last 3 races, so are you happy to be back at the sharp end?
Yeah, I'm just happy to finish a race for once.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, Total Peas. A brilliant second position today. And let's come to Emerson, who finished 3rd today. Which I got to say, Emerson, I think you might be a bit disappointed, like, in the fact that how high you've been in the last couple of races.
I'm actually quite happy with P3, considering the likes of Cookie wasn't here this evening, and I've managed to beat Granny as well, so it's quite good for the championship. But yeah, I definitely think second and potentially first was on the cards, but I mean, obviously I had a bit of a small incident with me, Peas and Jonathan, but I think it was a racing incident, because I mean, it was a bit of a silly move. 3 doesn't really go into 1 anywhere around any track, but Yeah, if it wasn't for that, probably would have been a bit further up and maybe would have been able to get Caesar for the win. But I mean, he did a really good strategy, put under the virtual safety car onto the mediums, and he was tired of dropping off at the end, and same with Brownies. But it was still quite a fun race because me, Jonathan, and Pease actually, I was quite enjoying the battle that we had because I knew Pease was kind of just sitting behind Jonathan trying to save ERS and fuel, and I kind of forced him into trying to overtake him by overtaking both of them, and it kind of made it a bit interesting. So.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done, Emerson, as well, for your podium as well. Great stuff. 6th podium of the season. Lovely. Anyway, that's it for tonight here of ALR Gold in Austria. That is the first time this season that we got a different leader in the championship, which is now Emerson. He's 15 points in front of Cookie as we've approached the halfway distance here in ALR Gold. See you tomorrow night because Silver is going to be in action from 7:30. Goodbye.